So hello everyone, Marteen Santerre here with Soul Being, and today I am speaking with Krista Connolly. So Krista, welcome.
Thank you.
So Krista is a professional homeopath. She's registered with the Society of Homeopaths as well as being a certified classical homeopath. So today we're going to talk about homeopathy, which is very exciting. I think it's something a lot of people don't know anything about. So we'll go ahead and Krista, we'll start by having you explain to us what is homeopathy.
Homeopathy is based on the law of similars, which is like cures like.
Okay.
So when a person needs a remedy, we take the picture of what it is that their body is expressing, and we match it to a remedy that has been proven to cause those particular symptom pictures.
Okay. And so what does matching it with that remedy that causes those symptom pictures, what does that mean for the person and the condition that they're working with? What does that matching do for them?
When you give the right remedy, that stimulates the body to heal itself.
Okay.
So the body is stimulated to what Hahnemann says, annihilate the disease in its entirety.
Okay. So this is really about triggering the body's own healing mechanism, correct?
Absolutely, that's right.
Great. So with that, because you've been practicing for since '92, which is amazing, give us a couple of examples, like maybe something that people are not as familiar with, and then a really common condition that you've worked with your clients on.
Recently, I had a case of a woman with a uterine prolapse, which means that the uterus was coming out of the vagina. And what happens when there's a prolapse is there are all kinds of symptoms that go along with that, such as urine incontinence, pressure, even pain.
Oh gosh, yeah, that sounds awful.
Yeah, so and so sometimes exercise is impossible and all kinds of problems arise from that. And she came and I gave her a remedy that I came to because of the entire person and symptom picture. So in her case, I got to it not only because of the uterine prolapse, the remedy had that symptom in it, but there was also an interesting way that she related to her dead father.
Okay.
That he was with her, and it was as if he had never really gone.
Okay.
And so and there was a little conversation with that dead father, even in the meeting.
Okay.
So that was a helpful picture of what remedy this person needed.
Got it.
And she was at her follow-up even sooner than that. Our follow-up was in 6 weeks, but she reported that within a week the uterus had gone back in its place. Wow, and it has not gone back to being a problem.
That's amazing. Wow. So that is a pretty extreme example, obviously, of a terrible experience for this woman to be going through something that difficult, but wonderful that she was able to really. So you're really looking at things on a mental, emotional, spiritual, as well as a physical standpoint, correct?
Absolutely. The entire person.
Great. So then can you give us an example of something that's more common that people might be dealing with?
Well, I think a lot of people get headaches, and unfortunately, a lot of people get migraines.
Yeah.
Migraines are a common and horrible condition, actually. And
debilitating for the people that have them. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes for days. And so I had a case, this was many years ago already, in the 90s, where this woman had migraines from the time she was 12 years old. And of course, that's often the onset of the period. And we came to a remedy that has that interesting element of hormones, and it's called lachesis. And this person got her remedy, and then within 10 minutes, she went into what we call an aggravation. And she had the worst migraine, she said, that she had
Yeah.
ever had in her life. But it only lasted 10 minutes.
Okay.
And then she never got migraines again.
Wow, that's amazing.
And she was in her 50s. She had them from the time she was 12.
Yeah.
And into her 50s. So that, then we knew what to treat her with.
Yeah.
For whatever comes up. And even if, the headaches, when she got headaches, not migraines,
Sure.
we should give her
that particular remedy. And so homeopathy is really remedy based, correct? And there's how many remedies within the system?
There are 3,000 remedies.
Okay.
And we are, as a classical homeopath, I find one that matches the person completely.
Got it, in their holistic sense. So then, this is really about just thinking of different ways for people to help them understand. We talked a little bit about how it triggers the body's own healing mechanism, right? And then it's also, is it about helping people step up their immune system versus, normally like you would get suppression of suppression of symptoms. So for example, with a migraine, you might take a pain medication for it, but your approach to treating the migraine is not to suppress it. It's to give this person an intense migraine, and then they will move on from that. Is that correct?
Yeah, and hopefully we don't put people through aggravations. I've become a better practitioner. So I don't wallop people so that they get sick first. Generally, I'm much better at making it a gentle transition where it's not even noticeable, and they just get better. So that is the goal. That's good prescribing, but sometimes you have to go through things. Sometimes
yeah, exactly. So this is really a category too, where obviously the expertise of the individual practitioner is tremendously important.
Very important. It's training, which is of course the joy of a homeopath's life, is just to study and to learn. Sure. And to improve and to see people get well. It's just it is joyous. It's incredible. So it's true. That's what it is, that we stimulate the body to heal itself, as opposed to pressing down the thing. I always use the example that when you suppress something like a migraine, it's like a jack in the box. You're pushing it down, pushing it down. You're suppressing it, but then it's got to come back out. But if you actually take it out by the root, by stimulating the body to heal itself, to destroy the problem, then in fact, you don't have any jack in the boxes anymore.
It's not going to pop up later and scare you in the face.
Exactly.
Totally. All right, that's cool. That's actually a really helpful example. So then lastly, can you tell us, because it sounds like this definitely, with 3,000 remedies, there's so many different applications for this as a therapy or modality. What's one of the most dramatic things that you've seen in your practice in working with people? Maybe one of the most significant healings that you've seen that you can share with us?
Yeah, the beauty of homeopathy is that it does cure chronic disease. So I have several, but one, I guess, has been slow and steady and from the very beginning. And she was she had come to me with MS, multiple sclerosis, which means that there's a myelation of the nerves in it on the brain. So she had MS, and that meant that she was paralyzed on one side, and she would fall upstairs. She couldn't walk. And it came onto her very, very suddenly, and she even remembers the precise time. And so I gave her a remedy, and I also treated her with Bowen therapy, which is a hands-on something that I do, but it was the remedy that brought her to cure. And she is now cured of MS completely, and it's been since 2004.
Okay.
So
those symptoms have not come back?
No, not at all. No MS. No MS.
Okay.
And one other thing that was, well, many different things in this person's life, but the remedy itself also covered her hearing loss and her psoriasis. Now, I didn't even know about these things and how long it had been in her life, but and so I got to look at it later. Oh, this remedy covers psoriasis and hearing loss. And she had hearing loss from the time she was a young girl and had a hearing aid. And her hearing was cured with the remedy, as well as the psoriasis she had since she was probably an infant. Wow. So that, and now she's fine, and she's still, all of that is still good.
Yeah. That is wonderful. Well, it's amazing to see that there are these things, especially where people that are dealing with multiple conditions and multiple issues in their life can get such complete relief from those. Yeah. So Krista, thank you so much for speaking with us today. Again, Krista Connolly, who is a professional classical homeopath. To get in touch with Krista, you can visit us at soulbeing.com. Krista, thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Marteen, it was so great to see you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Okay.